it's Gecko. So I was going through trending looking for a video idea, right? And I saw the skip the tutorial video called 29 secret uses for common items. And I thought, oh, okay, I might as well check it out. And it looked like it's like a building thing. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a fun video idea. I just make a world where I go through and try to build all of them, like right next to each other, and just see how it turns out. I'll try to fit it all where it looks somewhat decent, but the whole point of it is kind of be a mess. So I'll try to find a good spot. I'm assuming we're gonna need water and a mountain and stuff. New Generation's wild. You spawn by a huge cave. I've been trying to make a hardcore world that lasts a while, so I would have loved to spawn like this in one of those. Alright, here's water, a mountain, and I can kind of clear this out as I need to for any land type stuff. So I think this looks about like a little decent area. Give it a try. If we have to, we can do something a little more far away. But I enjoy this for the start, so let's check out these tips. So the first one is using... These chickens are gonna get annoying. Slash kill at E. Oh, I'm an entity? Okay. So I'm used to Bedrock, where if you slash kill at E, it doesn't kill you. But as I was trying to say before getting interrupted by myself, the first tip is about basalt being able to polish basalt being able to look like scorched tree trunks. So this is going to be a little odd to fit together, but I guess I'll break this tree down. I guess I'll turn this tree over here into a scorched tree. I'm going for sort of a ruined nether portal look here. I should mention I'm not a very good builder, but I think the whole ruined nether could work out at least a little bit. I kind of see this. I think it's interesting. Obviously I'm not a great builder, but I like the idea, I will say. For tip number 1, I'd rate it out of 10, probably like a 6. It looks pretty good, it doesn't really fit in too well, but if you are going for a scorched tree, this is just about the perfect block. I'd say it's a decent tip. Tip number 2 is doing a raft with unlit campfires, which I've heard of the whole unlit campfire bridge thing, but a raft sounds kind of cool, and I like how it looks in the video. So let's see what we can do with this. While this fire burns, I'd love to say that I am the most inefficient builder that there can be on Java. I don't know how I manage it, but like stuff like this, I'm just not good at building. I wish I was a little better, but what are you gonna do? Now let's try the shovel trick. You don't break it. Left click? Yeah. Okay. This is kind of cool. I remember on Bedrock I'd have to use a water bucket to place it all down. Now with the build finished, I would like to say that it's alright. The black in between the little wood parts, where the coal would be in a fire pit, that definitely throws me off a little bit. I will say, because at that point, is it really a raft? You can kind of just see the whole campfire thing. It's not a bad build at all, but like from a distance, it's kind of cool. I'd probably go, it's pretty mid. I'd probably go 5. Okay, so this one's doing an item frame water elevator where you can access it from all sides. Honestly, this is gonna be an odd choice, but I think I'm gonna do, whoa. Didn't know I could even manage that. For a water elevator, I'd want to do it like in the middle of the land, or water, because I'd have to clear out an area for it. So I'm just gonna do it like right here, honestly. There might be something very obvious I'm missing here, but as far as I can tell, item frames don't stop water from flowing, like at all. Like there it's waterlogged, but even when it's not waterlogged, like I waterlogged it on all sides, that way I could show this. Even when it's not waterlogged initially, it just doesn't stop water. So as far as I can tell, this tip doesn't even work. Unless I'm missing something major, as I'm not a very big Java expert, I don't think this tip works like period. Because I had item stands at first and it just flowed right through. And now it's actual bubble column blocks and it's still just not working for me. As far as I can tell, this tip does not work, honestly. Maybe it's from an old update, but it came out yesterday. Or actually, is that today? This video came out today. Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you why this isn't working. But I could not get the item frame tip to work. Basically, he'd say you can enter from all sides because it's surrounded by item frames, but it just didn't work for me. I don't know. I guess 0 out of 10 because it didn't work, but if it did work, I'd probably give it like a Probably like a 4 anyways, because you'd have to fill up a whole map to make it blend in, and I just don't have time for that. So this is a weird beacon tip, where beacons can be used as white stained glass if they're... I guess it is a secret use, but for common items. I would not call a beacon a common item. But apparently beacons can be used as white stained glass. To test that, I'm gonna get white stained glass out. When used right. Which is odd, I will say. It's interesting, but I would not call it a secret use for a common item. It's secret, but the item is not common at all. First, let's test if this is true. I think I can just do this while talking. Gotta just place the beacon down. Place red stained glass on top of it. There you go. With a white stained glass, it looks like a... It's not pink. That's like a light red. And with the beacon, yeah, it turns light red. Oh, because the beacon beam itself is white. But if you remove the stained glass, it doesn't do it. If you add stained glass... So I guess a beacon is just white stained glass. That's all it is. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I would not call it a secret use. Just for reference, I'll keep this here. I don't know if I'd call that a... It is a secret use. I don't know if I'd call that a common item. But still, kind of interesting. This tip is for... I forget what that's called. Smith? Smith? No, the smithing table. It's like the get rid of level thing. Hold on, let me find it. I could just watch the video back, but that's... I don't know. Decoration blocks? No, it has a use. Where's the villager trading stuff? Building blocks, maybe? No? It's not redstone. It's probably not transportation. Miscellaneous? No, that's just mostly creative stuff, and then, items that don't fit anywhere else. Food stuff, combat, I don't know what this is. Grindstone! That's what it is. And then a stone wall. It can be used kind of in conjunction with each other to make a wall without having to use a typical fence. So to test that, where should I put it? I'll put it... Maybe there's not as much space here as I thought. I'll put it right here. Right over here. Let's say this is like an entrance, so I'd go right here, right here. And then you would attach them to the wall like this, and then I keep on have to make it noon. I don't know how to make it where time doesn't change on Java. Like this. And then you'd put another one. And then it works as like a substitute for walls. You can do it like that on that side, or you can do it like this. Either of those. It's okay, I guess. It could be cool decoratively, if you use it right. Like, let's say you're using a full block here. I could kind of see it instead of the walls. He uses walls in one of the examples, though. But like this one I can see being okay. It just doesn't look like a real wall, but you can see through it. It could work as a fence. It's okay. It's mid. I'll give it a 5. Not too secret, not too useful even. So this tip just looks like a 1 already. It's for a single use timer using turtle eggs in a mob. So let me get a mob first. Just something normal. Is there a villager? That's a villager. Turtle eggs and a pressure plate. Turtle egg, pressure plate, and redstone with, let's just do redstone lamps. I think that's what he does in the video. So a mob, what it would do, we can actually probably build this on the tree. You can't place that on a tree. Okay. What you can do, the light, can you place redstone on it? Why can't you place stuff on leaves? Is that bedrock too? I don't know. Java's just weird. I'm not used to it. We'll do it like this. 1 redstone. It works, I guess. This is about the worst tip you can do. It's a 1. It's very mid. It made villagers go everywhere, and now they're all using the grindstones to get jobs. It's okay. I don't like it too much. I don't hate it too much. Anyways, moving on to the next tip.
Well, as it turns out, there's enough force to kill the entity on impact, which frankly seems like a lot more effort than just throwing your trash into a fire or a cactus, but if you want to set up a stylish execution, this might be the best way to get rid of an illegal item. This is one of the rare times that water and red.
What he calls a stylus execution, an anvil falling on an item will break it. This should be a fast one, because I am taking my time doing this, that way it's good. But I prefer to get this video out today, and I have about 3 hours, so had to edit it and everything in that time. So let's test. What's a good item? Let's do a diamond sword. Let's say this is someone very important on your server, like an evil tyrant or a hacker or something. This is their diamond sword, and you want to get rid of it in a stylish manner. You can drop it, and then an anvil will destroy it. Okay. That works. It's cool. I didn't actually know that. I'll call it a 7 out of 10. I think that could be kind of cool to destroy important items on Java. I doubt it works on Bedrock though, but it's interesting. 7 out of 10. So this looks complicated, so I may just gloss over it. I'll actually try it out though. But you use a piston to push. Okay, let's see. Then this top block has to be an observer. Boom. That's facing the wrong direction. Do it like this. Wrong way still. I don't know how to place it that direction. There you go. So this will observe it, there will be a change, and then the lamp will go. So by using a piston, which actually we're just gonna break the soul sand, because I don't really have time for a piston setup here. Let's just break it, place back, boop. Oh, we gotta wait for it to disappear. So, okay, I see it. The lamp goes on, lamp goes off. So if you want to send a redstone signal up, like for example an anvil execution, you could use this trick right here. That's interesting. I didn't know it. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. That could be very useful for sending stuff upwards without doing like a whole, without doing a whole redstone dust ladder. I'd say that's pretty useful, and it helps us save time with the previous bubble column. This is for a barbed wire fence, which I saw in the intro to the video, but it looks kind of cool. Dead coral wire, I think it was. No, dead brain coral. You use it. Where could we put this? I'll put it right by the other wall. I can't place coral on top of iron bars. Maybe with commands this would look nice, but I don't think this is going to end up working. Yeah, this is dead brain coral fan. Unless I'm doing something wrong, just like with the bubble side one, I don't think this works. I'll give it another 0 out of 10 since I don't know if it works. When you do use commands to get it to work, it looks very cool. So when you use commands, I'll give it an 8. But for now, kind of mid, low-key.
Stands only have arms in Bedrock, or so you thought. Since if we were to place an oak fence gate, then open it, we can place an armor stand in between and then close the gate.
So this is for something that I already have. Let me go armor stand here. On as a Bedrock main, is that you can. Is it about to date? Bro, time flies so fast. But if you, let's see, gas. We're just gonna be on a budget here and not grab more items. If you open a fence gate, place an armor stand, and close the. Do you need? He didn't mention you need a slab. You need a slab, I think. Yeah, you definitely need a slab. Close it. It looks like you have arms. It kinda does. I think I placed it at mine at an angle. Yeah, slight angle. So you can kind of see it phasing through a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's say it's pretty alright. I'll give it a 5 mid. This is something I hope works because I have to test it. Because Skip Tutorial is a big channel, they do skip over a lot, as you can tell by their name. So some of these tips may not work without certain stuff, they just leave it out. But it says that any level of maturity of Sweet Berry Bush will break your fall. So let me go in survival up here, or else I have to TP back to these coordinates. Let's do / game mode S survival, because there's no spectator on Bedrock. Any level? Yeah, okay. So because they slow you down, they do break your fall at any height. That's cool. I think I already knew that even, but I didn't know the whole maturity thing. So very nice. I'll rate that a 8 out of 10. Actually, 7.5. Just like that. Also, I didn't know you couldn't give armor stands items in Java. It's kind of weird, honestly. This one looks cool, and if it works, it's probably gonna get a 9 or 10 out of me. Let me go in creative. Okay, whatever. You can't just do game mode C on here. Uh, it says that if you get a banner, okay, there's a lot. Banner and button, you can still use the button. Like, the button you can place, put a banner on top, and you will be able to use the button. Did I miss something? What if I try placing it on this like this? There you go. Yes, you can use the button through a banner. That's very cool for a secret base slash room. I'll rate that a 9 out of 10. Did not know that. Actually kind of cool. You can use it for a lot. 9 out of 10. You can make shattered glass with glow lichen. I haven't played around with the update too much since all our realms ended, but this looks really cool. Let's see. Will it work on corners? It will. You can place multiple stuff in the same. That's kind of weird. Java has some cool stuff, has some bad stuff. Yeah, you can place lichen like this and make your builds look shattered. That looks really cool, I will say. Let me do this side too, just to sell it. Being able to make all your glass look shattered, place it on each side, I'll rate that probably another 9. Actually 9.5, that looks really, really good, and for any ruined build this fits. 9 out of 10. So this is something I don't have time to test, but if you use different forms of the Nether Hyphate, yeah, Warped Hyphate versus Log, what? What's the name for that? Warped. Yeah, if you do like Warped Hyphate and Warped Stem, they look different on a map. So I guess I can test this map. So let's see. These two should look different next to each other. And if it does, this is right. But you can like write secret letters with a map with these blocks because they're different colors for some reason. Which you can do in normal Minecraft, by the way, I will say. Oh, it goes in my inventory. That's weird. Oh, because I'm in creative, huh? Let's see. Yeah, it's true. One of these looks red, one of these looks blue because of the little thing at the end. So if you want to like write something out, you can do that with this. That's kind of cool. Honestly, very, very useful if you're in a realm type scenario. I'll rate that 8.5. Very cool. Is that you can use daylight sensors in a furnace. I doubt that this is true. Maybe not for bedrock, or maybe it is. I don't even know. But daylight sensor, furnace, and let's get some raw mutton. If this is true, it's incredible, because I did not expect this at all. Wow! You can actually cook stuff with daylight sensor. I wish it was like very powerful. That would be really cool to see, but that's still interesting. Didn't know that. That already alone guarantees it a 7. But it's not useful. I guess it doesn't say, the title doesn't say it's useful, but I guess I'll keep it at 7 then. If it was useful, it would go up a little more. 7 out of 10.
This one, we could do this instead. See, it's a simple fact that flowing lava and water mix together to make stone. And with that, we can turn our stone generator into a stone platform generator if we place it like so. And not to mention that this can save you plenty of time and hassle since you don't have to swim out and place each one of these blocks individually. Just let the lava spread out like.
This looks like a 2 already, just by looking at it. Lava block? You use a lava bucket and you make stone, which everyone knows, I'd love to say, but you can make like a stone platform. Which, I mean, okay. who really cares? Yeah, it works. And it saves Tommy from building a bridge out of stone, but who builds bridges out of stone? Yeah, it definitely works, as expected. I just think it's very mid. Who really cares that you can do this? Not very many people. Because it just doesn't look good. It's hard to make perfect. If you're trying to make a massive stone platform or cover up a lake, I can see it be useful. But this on its own is kind of stupid. I'll give it a 2 because you do have some use. 2 out of 10. This probably should be obvious. But if you're like falling from somewhere, you can use TNT to break your fall because TNT is an insta-break. This would also work with just like one slime block, but people actually know that. But TNT is an insta-break block, so all you need is 2, and you can break your fall with it. Let me see. I'm gonna set my spawn point here, actually. Slash set set world spawn. Because I'm not good enough at Java, but let us test. Okay, that's not too difficult. I messed it up there in the middle because I have stuff on the sides. That's not too difficult. And it's kind of cool. So if you ever need, like, let's say you're in a war realm and you need TNT, and you're like blowing something up, you need to run, you don't have a water bucket in your hotbar, massive mountain, turn around and start place breaking it. Well, I'm breaking placing. Place break it, you could save your fall. I'd say that's kind of cool. I'll give that a 5 out of 10 because of how situational it is, but it's a cool fact that. Plus, most people should know it, that's why it's 5, it's mid. Okay, exclusive. So I don't know if I can do this on Java, but you can dye cauldron water. If you can, I have an alternative. Cauldron, yes. You can dye cauldron water. And I'll get some dye to test if it works on here. And then make art with it. So I'll do it on top of this over here. Let's see. Water bucket, water bucket, water bucket. Yeah, you can't dye the water on Java, but on Bedrock you can use it for cool map art, or just pixel art in general, which is kind of cool. But let me see if you can do it with potions. I know this might also just be a exclusive thing. Luck potion? Java's so weird. We'll do luck potion and fire res, and then empty these out. You can't even fill. How do you get tipped arrows then? Well, I don't know how this works on here. Let me go in survival just to test. Yeah, huh. Yeah, Java's weird. I don't know how you even get tipped arrows on Java since you can't do that. But on Bedrock you can dye cauldron to make pixel art with different dye. So kind of cool tip. I feel like that should be obvious though. So I'll give that a 4 out of 10. Actually 3 out of 10. So stained glass to make a river or lake look better. Light blue stained glass to be more specific. I definitely can think this works. I just don't know what's considered better. Like looking at this from above. Let me do just a little line. I don't have time to do this whole lake, obviously. I could do commands, but I don't even want to risk messing with that on Java. Yeah, I could see that looking a little better. Looks a lot more smooth, but very time consuming. I wouldn't call it a use. It's just using a block that should be obvious. So I'll give it a 4, but yeah, kind of cool. Use at your own will. So use glass to make a skylight underwater, where like right now it looks dark, but if I use glass all the way up until the surface, yeah, it kind of provides some light underwater. So you can use sugarcane. I don't know how true that is. I don't think you can place sugarcane underwater. Maybe you can. Yeah, you can't place sugarcane underwater. I don't know why. Don't know why he would say that, but yeah, this definitely works. Kind of cool. Maybe if it's just there first. I feel like water breaks it though, wouldn't you think? I'll test it real quick. But I just doubt that's true. I could see it definitely providing light, but I don't think you can. I think water just breaks it. A lot of these seem like creative mode tips and not survival mode, which I am in creative, but like I don't know the commands. Oh, you need water next to it. Hold on. Maybe this works. Oh, hold on. Yeah, you just needed water next to it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, this definitely works then. Never mind then, Skip. My apologies. Yeah, no, that's very cool. Does that also mean that you can breathe through this? On Bedrock, now everything gets waterlogged underwater, but you can just breathe through sugarcane. Like in hardcore, I use doors a lot, which you can't do on Bedrock. Yeah, that's cool. Very cool actually. I'll give it 6.5. Cool, but situational.
Of using
This is kind of interesting. Let me get a hoe. I'm not gonna make a joke there, but creeper head. You can put creeper heads to look like cabbages if you face them away. Definitely situational, but it is a secret use. So I will say yes, as long as it doesn't ruin the dirt. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't ruin the dirt. Okay. So yeah, looking over here, they do look like cabbage to an extent. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Obviously, it wouldn't work practically in actual Minecraft, but I think that's a cool. I think that's a little interesting. I'll rate that 5 out of 10. Nah, 6 out of 10. It's not mid. It's kind of cool. This might actually be like the best thing in the world. Fence. Let me see if this is true. Because if this is, it's incredible. Water. Pig. Flint and steel. If this is true, it's literally super cool. I'm really hoping that this is true. I'm hoping it's not like Bedrock or Java exclusive. Let's see. So I'll make a little pen here, right? A little pen. And then I have a fence gate, which I'll keep open, and a water block in here. And I keep the fence gate open. There's a pig outside, like over here. I light the pig on fire, and he runs inside the water. Well, he runs near the nearest water, and now he's inside the fence gate. That looked a little random. Let me try it from the down low angle. Pig right here. Pig on... You can't... There you go. Pig on fire. Wait, open? Oh, he's trying to white line it. Okay, I guess if I had 2 fence gates that would work. But he tried to white line getting inside. Oh, and now, yeah, now he's circling it. Okay, that's very interesting. That's probably gonna be the first 10. That could definitely be useful as someone who hates luring mobs. And like a lot of the times I don't want to get wheat, so I just try to push them in there or try to find a lead or something. That's definitely very cool. That's probably the first 10, and maybe only 10 of the video. Can't test, since it's Bedrock only. But you can light TNT with a fire aspect sword or book on Bedrock. That sounds super good for fights. Because like a lot of times I won't keep a bow on me, I'll keep a crossbow which doesn't have flame. So if I'm on a server I want to light TNT, it doesn't look like I'm going to, and just click it with my sword, your friends are not going to know that. And you could definitely light TNT in a flash like that. That sounds super interesting. I really hope that that's true. So I can't test it, but if it is, 10 out of 10, back-to-back 10s. Very cool, perfect for roleplay, that kind of thing. That's at second 10, which I'm assuming is true. You can't water bucket save on a slab, on an inverted half slab. So let me get a slab out. So like top side slabs, half slab like this, you can't MLG on it, which sounds true. I don't even know if I can hit an MLG and on this with a mouse. But let me try. Yeah, just place it inside and you can't MLG. That's cool. I didn't know that. Or I might have known that. Like, I know you can't on leaves on Bedrock, because if you do, you just... Okay, on Java, leaves can't be waterlogged. That's interesting. But, yeah, kind of cool. I'll rate that a 7. It can be situationally useful. And I didn't know it. Walk or jump over it. So this is perfect for the pig pen. I can break the place with rails, and they won't know that they can escape. Oh, see, he saw last second, because I didn't do it fast enough. Let's see, I don't like the pigs over here. There you go. And now they don't know that they can escape. Wow, that's really cool. I'm assuming if you push them into the rail like that, they now know. Yeah, now he knows. So it can't be used for something like this, but like if a zombie's chasing you, you turn around, box him like a fish, like just real quick like that. He's boxed inside here now. He doesn't know he can leave. That's very cool. Gotta make it daytime again. That's really cool though. I'll rate that a 9 out of 10. Didn't know that, and it can actually be pretty useful. 9 out of 10, easy. So Skip has a decent point that he's trying to beat Fortnite in subscribers to prove that people do actually care about Minecraft. And Fortnite only has 11 million subs on YouTube, which is kind of interesting. And he's at 4.6 million. So if you would like to help join the fight, click the first link in the description to go subscribe to Skip the Tutorial. And since you've never seen a video by me before, which I can guarantee because of how I got this, I can guarantee you've never seen a video by me before. You can subscribe to me as well. But go subscribe to Skip if you made it this far. This is videos entirely made possible by him and his decision to make content, which I very much appreciate because that now gives me content. So subscribe to Skip, subscribe to me. I'd love it. Thank you very much. So Quake Pro Speed 2, I think I'm already in Quake Pro, yeah. Um, I realize to some people who might play normally with like 60, I look crazy using Quake Pro. But for every game I play, I use 110 FOV. Um, combine that with speed 2, and you can see through walls. Let's test this. I'll test it with this mountain wall. Let's see. And it'll like X-ray you through because of how zoomed out you are while sprinting. So like normally, yeah, it doesn't, but like if you angle right, I think there's a way you can see through it. I'm probably not going to be able to angle it because I'm on a mountain, but there's a way to see through walls just because of how fast you are. Yeah, there you go. You saw it. If you're sprinting against a wall, like let's say you're in a massive cave, like there was at spawn, like that. See, I saw there's lava in there. Yeah, right over here. You see, you can see stuff through walls. That's interesting. I'll rate that a... For Java, I don't know if it works on Bedrock. For Java, that's definitely an 8 out of 10. Very cool. Very useful in the new Caves and Cliffs update. So, mobs don't know that you can't walk through end. Let me get another pig. I'll test it up there. They don't know that you can't walk through end rods. I saw this in the video entrance as well. I thought it was just for like a sewer gate thing. That's why I actually got by a mountain. But like 2-sec end rods, they don't know you can walk through. Let's test this. Uh, let's see. So I can obviously very clearly walk through this, but if a pig, does a pig not know? Yeah, he's not walking. If that pig pushes him, I'm assuming he'll know. Yeah, he would have walked by now. Huh, very cool. But if I push him out, I'm assuming he knows. Or is Enrod just that OP? Maybe they're just that OP. This pig does not know that he's that he could easily walk out right now. Yeah, it won't even let me push him out. Huh. Yeah. Mob-proof gate. Very, very cool. I'll rate this a 8.5. It's cool. It's cool for kind of a sewer gate thing, and it definitely keeps mobs out, which is good. If you're on hard mode and a zombie is trying to break into your door, he won't be able to if you put a drip leaf. This I feel like should be obvious, 'cause that's just how a drip leaf works. But it also doesn't look good. Like there's some other stuff you can do to make sure zombie doesn't break your door. But this just doesn't look good, and it should be obvious. I don't know if I like this one too much. Let's see. You put a drip leaf, you put a door. I'll put some little, some cover for our zombie friend. On another layer. And the zombie just shouldn't know that you can walk through this, which is interesting. I'll put a villager inside a 1x1. Let's see, villager in here. Okay, the villager's gonna... Well, time for it to actually be set to nighttime. Night. Okay, he went after the wrong one. Let's see. This villager he just escaped. There you go. Okay, the villagers are opening their door and running because they don't have a full house set up. But it looks like it's true. Where before he can have time to break down that door, he'll get stopped by the drip leaf. Okay. A little bit interesting. Not too interesting though. I'll give that a 7 out of 10. It can be useful. Just kind of ugly. And not... This looks very cool. Item frame. Item frame. Egg. Turtle egg from earlier. And coral fan from earlier. All of this actually comes from earlier. Um, you can make it look like a perch. Let's see. This, while you hear the, actually, let's go away from the zombies. This looks very interesting. Let's see. Yeah, that kind of looks like a bird's nest with the egg inside in the middle. I just imagine, let me see if a parrot will stay if I place it here. I don't know if I can even place it on a block like this. You can. It's not going to stay though. But yeah, look at that. Look, a little pothole. That's very cool. I'll rate that a, not a 10, 9.5 out of 10. And that's the last tip for the video. So if you want to look around here, I can show you. Definitely messed up the world a little bit trying to test this stuff. That pig is still in there, by the way. Um, yeah, I'd say these tips are kind of cool. Some of them are just alternate building, like the Cabas and Lettich. Some of them, like this one right here for different colors. Cauldron's cool. The coolest one by far is the Fire Aspect Sword for TNT. And then there's some like this, which is just very mid. The wall's kind of mid, that kind of thing. So, if you enjoyed, please feel free to subscribe like I mentioned earlier and like the video. Very cool. I would very much appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Best of luck. Bye bye.